Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we're going to be focusing on the shafts, arrow shafts that is, as Target331 playing as the Britons in blue gets ready to take on Hoang playing as the Mongols in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age, while I guess at the same time rushing to wall off the map, because if I zoom out you'll notice not on Arabia anymore, Dorothy, we are on Black Forest. Why don't we take a look at the civ matchup we will be watching today? Now, the Britons are a civilization built around supporting their ranged units. Their archery ranges work faster. Their foot archers, except for skirmishers, come with extra range for free, starting in Castle and in Imperial. And if that's not enough range for you, all Briton foot archers can be upgraded to get even more range. Now, all of this extra, you got it, range is pretty good news for their unique unit, the longbow. This is a decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when it's fully upgraded. Oh, look at this. Peace has fallen upon the land as the players agree to split the map. Although Hoang, I guess, taking a bit of a worse trade here, seeing as how this wall off is right next to the opening of his side of the map. Although we'll see ultimately how that inures to any player's benefit or not. Now, the Britons, their trebs are also some of the most powerful in the game because they can be upgraded to do blast damage and also have 100% accuracy against stationary units. Now, in order to support their military production, Briton town centers do cost 50% less wood, and their shepherds, who are busy hacking and hewing that poor adorable sheep, oh no, someone called Disney, they do work 25% faster. Now, pivoting to the north, we've got Hoang, not as the Celts today, but as the Mongols. We saw them yesterday, an incredibly lightning fast civilization. Their scout line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their light cav, their hussars, their steppe lancers all come with 30% more HP. And their unique unit is the Mangudai, a fast firing quick cavalry archer unit with an attack bonus against siege units. Now, to keep up with their incredibly fast army on the battlefield, forested as it may be today, Mongol siege units can be upgraded to move 50% faster, which if you haven't seen in real life, although I don't know if Age of Empires is real life, it's a pretty good analogy, I guess, for real life, if you want to get real philosophical about it. Man, oh man, does the drill upgrade look hilarious. I really hope we get to see it. I expect we're going to get to see some kind of siege out of our Mongol, especially against the Britons, because, yeah, the Britons, one of their big weaknesses, what they struggle against, is very powerful siege. And when it comes to powerful siege, Mongols are quite the top of the list. Maybe not the top of the list, but definitely somewhere at the top of the list. Now, in order for the Mongols to support their military endeavors out on the map, their hunters, not their herdsmen, their hunters work 40% faster, and their houses can actually be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if they ever get destroyed. Now, those are the two civilizations. We've got one that can kill you from pretty much 12 tiles away, whose trebs can gun your units down with 100% accuracy, taking on a civilization whose siege, with the exception of bombard cannons, is pretty damn freaking strong. I think bombard cannons are literally the only siege unit that they are missing, which is, I mean, who's kidding who? It's a pretty big unit to be missing, especially against the Britons. But with a drill upgrade, they might be able to close on those Briton units very, very fast. Now, let's take a look at the map and see how many avenues of attack we have. Although, right as I say that, I look at the map and I see that we have one avenue of attack. But the thing about Black Forest is, if you take a look, there's a few of these narrow, short wooded areas. Target. The proprietor of the Noah's Ark boar pull that has been featured on my channel before. If you haven't seen that, take a look at my shorts. Target331 has, I think it might be the most popular short that I have ever posted on my channel. I mean, I say that with so much gravitas, ever posted on my channel. My channel is about a year old, but he is very popular when it comes to boar pulls, and right now he is pulling 3 of them heading over to the town center. I was going to do a Disney song of the dwarves as they work away and head home, but no, you don't want to hear me sing. No one wants to hear me sing. So far, the boar pull, aside from a few pokes and prods of the tusks, is pretty damn pristine. 1 boar down, 2 boar down, 3 boar down. Oh, okay. The only thing that would have made it absolutely perfect would be if this boar was underneath the town center to force drop easier, but doesn't really matter. 1,000 extra food for free here goes to our Briton. Now let's take a look at the map. As I was saying, when you have a situation like this where there's literally 2 trees, the Britons, even though their siege line is not great, they still do get onagers, which means they can gun these trees down pretty damn easily. And so at the later stages of the game, no matter how much you try to wall off a map like this, it ultimately does become a map of Arabia, because you can create avenues of attack wherever the hell you want, even though there's currently forests. Okay, dock to the center, a dock to the bottom left here, and let's take a look at the bases. Actually, Hoang here lucking out with 2 lakes, and he is hitting feudal first off the back of 4 fewer villagers. We'll see whether that goes to his benefit or to his detriment. But yeah, he gets 2 lakes, which means he gets to invest wood in order to get food. I think, if I'm not mistaken, fishing ships are a lot faster than farms. Now, farms, I mean, anything's faster than farms. I think farms are the slowest collection rate for food in the entire game. So the more other alternatives, not all other alternatives, the more alternatives you have to farms, the absolute better. And so Hoang here taking 2 lakes to the one of his opponent is already pretty good news for him, even though, again, like I said, the wall off here is not exactly the best for him. And now there's going to be an outpost forming part of the wall, so they're going to see not that much, to be honest. No watch, no patrol means that this outpost, not exactly an Ethiopian outpost, doesn't really get to see too much. Both players now approaching the 30 civilian population. And whenever we have lakes like this with fishing ships, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be looking at these numbers at the top of your screen. You see targets 28, Hoang 31, and I'm going to say villagers. Now, like I said, apologies ahead of time. When I say villagers, I mean villagers and fishing ships. For example, 29 civilian population for our Britain, economic population, whatever the popular lingo. I know there are people who get really hung up on the lingo in Age of Empires. I got and still do get a lot of flack for saying supply blocked instead of population cap or things like that. But in any event, 29 can be 26 villagers, 3 fishing ships. 36 can be 10 fishing ships and 26 villagers. Now, I bet in this case, Hoang wishes that he was playing his alma mater, his Celt University, the University of Celtic Hoang, the UCH. What would they be called? The UCH Raiders, let's put it like that. Or maybe the UCH Onagers, because then this lumberjacking would be 15% faster, and he'd be able to pump out a whole lot more fishing ships, although he's got 11 to 4. So right now he is sitting very comfortable on his food income. Although it is our Briton who is heading up to the next age first, although he's cutting a few corners here on the population front, going down with going up rather with 9 fewer villagers. Relics 1, 2 for our Briton. He does have a 3rd here in the midst of this forested clearing. Hoang has the other 2 on the map. So lakes go to our Mongol, relics going to our Briton. And so I really anticipate, and this is where I'm going to put my foot in my mouth, my big mouth, because anytime I try to call anything, I call it 99% wrong. I anticipate an amazing game of cat and mouse. Now, the fact that we're seeing the players wall off and, you know, building up their economies, 2 extra town centers. Remember, these are 2 for 1 when it comes to wood cost. For the Britons, not that wood, if you take a look at the map, is going to be in short supply for anybody. Actually, let's a good thought experiment. How much lumber? 732,000 2x4s here. So your local Home Depot is not going to be running out of your local Lowe's, your Rona's, your Home Depot is not going to be running out of wood anytime soon. But whenever you have this situation where the players kind of back off of each other, they agree to split the map in a certain way, whether equitable or not, doesn't really matter. They agree to split it up. You know they're going to be building big ol' armies, and already a mangonel is coming out for our Britain. Not too sure what he's going to do with a Castle Age mangonel. Hoang, is this just now getting a secondary structure? Okay. So Hoang really building up his economy. 46 economic units to the 34 of his opponent, and okay. I mean, popular opinion, maybe not. Popular opinion, delete the dock, rebuild 1 here and 1 here, and then just fill the rest with fishing ships. I don't know that this necessarily was the is the most optimal. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure that's the most optimal positioning of Fishing ships. Oh, this is what he's doing with his onager. He's busted in here, and we're at the 17-minute mark of the game. Are we finally going to have a kill? Perhaps not. Hoang on the high ground here. Oh, but the villagers joining in. Is there loom? There is no loom, and down goes the Mongol scout in a pile of his own blood, and more Mongol units are biting the dust here. Death animation of a fishing ship. Definitely what we're here for. Okay, so Target breaches the agreed upon pact here. And then Hoang walls off. Target kills a whole bunch of units. Lames the lake of his opponent. And now he's going to wall off. Now, this may not look like a big deal, but it is a massive deal. Look at how little space our Mongol has right now. And now his economy is smaller than our Briton, who uses Castle Age timing advantage to pump out these 2 town centers and pump out a whole bunch of economy. And look at the Briton base. You've got this entire snake expansion here to the west. You've got this entire central main area here. You've got a little bit of an expansion here, although this might be risky with a cutting here. And now, by walling Hoang out of this part, he's laid claim to Hoang's expansion here. Hoang, by the way, never went for his 3 boars. I think they were a lot farther from his town center than Target's boars were from his. So not surprising that he didn't really want to micro those boars. But now, all of a sudden, I mean, Hoang's even giving up this part of the map. So our Mongol is being constricted and constrained by the Briton Python here, who is now 8 economic units ahead, but he is housed at 65. 3rd town center going up for him, a 2nd already up. I love the locations of these town centers, by the way, whereas our Briton went with one purely on wood, where he could have actually, no, this is not a good location either. This one, gold and stone. This one, a lot of gold and wood. Gold, kind of stone, maybe not, and wood. But for now, let's see if our Briton continues to put on any kind of pressure. There is a monk moving forward. Did he wall himself in here? No, so he built a gate and then deleted one part of the forward wall. I'm assuming this monk is going to teeth the relic. So he's going to have 4 relics now on his side of the map. And the British National Museum, famous for having relics that, let's say, used to belong to other countries, is now going to have 4 relics. But we got a Mongol castle going up with no fewer than 7 villagers. Hoang has no army whatsoever. Target, why are you doing this? You have no army either. What am I hearing attacking here? Oh, it's this. Now that was hard to see, this scout surviving with 3 HP. Always interested when players really do their darndest to borrow burst their way into an opponent's base when they've got no real military to back it up. He sees the castle. Now the outpost comes with a lot better line of sight than it did in the early Feudal Age. And let's take a look at the bases, because I'm suspecting we're going to see some action pretty damn soon. Hoang is now down 18 economic units. Apologies. I'm just going to say villagers. When I say villagers, you guys know I'm going to mean villagers and fishing ships. If I can, I'll try to say both of it, but it's pretty cumbersome to say villagers and fishing ships. I'm just going to say villagers, or I'll just keep saying economic units. Castle going up for our Briton as well. Okay, look at this. Target with 3 docks. Well-placed docks, by the way. Already has how many? 19 fishing ships here. I mean, this is just an absolute mess for Hoang. Is this guy even gathering anything? What is this guy gathering? Oh, okay, so this fishing ship must be gathering this trap, right? 512, 511, and this guy must be gathering from this. Oh my god, why is it not clicking? I don't know why I can't click on this middle one. My goodness. Not you, damn you. There we go, 504. Okay, so this one's gathering left, this one's gathering down. A very interesting situation in terms of farming, or maybe fishing, maybe not. But what is interesting is we got Mangadai this time in red. 6 of them out on the field very soon with +1 attack and range. He's got the resources. Target has more resources. I wouldn't be surprised if he rushes into Imperial, rather. And right as I say that, he hits Imperial, or rather the button to go up to Imperial. And now Target is just going to be happy to continue walling this off. Why the hell not? He's controlling the second lake. Like I said, he's controlling Hoang's entire expansion area, which, by the way, comes with 6 gold patches and 2 stone patches, not to mention 1,000 free food and a whole bunch of staging area for your military. So why the hell would Target not keep on just walling himself in, especially when all you see is just 1 Mangudai? He must be wondering, why the hell aren't you attacking me with these other 5? Is Hoang afraid that he's going to get a Mangonel rock to the face? But I think a Mangonel won't even kill this Mangudai, if I'm not mistaken, especially if the Mangudai is on the high ground, or it just might be an oversight. All right, never mind. That's exactly what Hoang was afraid of. Yeah, even not on the high ground, they don't really die. 60 HP on these guys. He needs bloodlines. He needs a few upgrades more so that they, okay, abscond into the castle. 2 siege workshops. So let's see it. Let's see longbows. Oh, wait, we are seeing longbows. Okay. So here's what potentially might happen, which is why I'm very excited. And look at this, a spotting house. Why a house? Why not an outpost? I have no idea. And another spotting house here. So Target is playing Black Forest quite well. He aggressively walled in, or created an area, walling himself in, walling Hoang out, whatever you want to say. It doesn't really matter, in, out. Creating an area for himself to be secure. Discovered all the weak points on the map. In this case, there are 2 weak points where the forest thins out. Everywhere else, our Mongol would have a longer time to bust through. He built up his economy, and now he's thieving the resources. Exactly. This is exactly what Hoang does not want happening. 2 relics to 0. Why not 3 relics? Okay, there we go. 3rd relic being gathered. I don't know if he'll bust into the 4th. Remember, when players play Black Forest, they play it on Explored, and so they know the location of the relics. They've seen the entire map, for example. Obviously not the opponent's structures, but they know generally where things are on this map. 2 Rams, Imperial Age for our Briton, Imperial Age for our Mongols. Soon our Briton is going Onager, so he's going the heaviest hitter he's got right now. They do not get siege onagers. They do not get bombard cannons. The Britons, 2 castles. And so here's what I'm hoping, predicting. I've got my fingers crossed right now. You can't see me on the screen, but my hand has left my mouse, which is why we're fixed on this empty piece of real estate in front of us. Both hands have their fingers crossed. I hope we get to see longbows and onagers taking on, and there it is, drill. Oh, yes, baby. Taking on Mongol siege. And if the Mongol siege rams, together with siege onagers, together with Mangudai, can close on the Briton army, the Briton army will melt like a paper mache umbrella in the rain. On the other hand, if it can't close on the Briton army, then our Briton is just going to kill our Mongol from a distance, because right now, what are we working with? 11? No, 10 range. Oh, yeah, it's not elite, so it's at 10, and it doesn't, no yeoman. Okay, never mind. No, that's Warwolf. Okay, sorry. The Silver Crown is the yeoman's upgrade. So Hoang is moving forward. These Trebs are now going to have 100% accuracy against stationary units. And they're going to do blast damage. Now Hoang is busting in here. His army count is 21 to 19. He's down 21 villagers, but at the end of the day, not the most important. And these are now siege onagers, and they've got drills. So instead of moving 0.6 tiles a second, they move 0.9. So there, I mean, look at this. Little anticlimactic, perhaps. Oh no, they clump. They clump at the worst time. I'm going to keep my mouse on them as they take a whole bunch of damage from these Briton onagers. Hoang was either not expecting this, or thought he could follow up with the Mangudai, but even still, 270 HP on a, oh no, they fold like a house of cards. But here's what I'm talking about. The second this unit closes, it will absolutely wreck the Briton army. So for now, our Briton is safe. He's got his Trebs out. 4 of them survive. His onagers all die, with the exception of some reinforcing onagers. He's continuing to take the resources. So again, what will win here? Will it be the Briton range? Will it be the Mongol siege? Chemistry as well, so that these Mangudai are, yeah, they're going to be at full attack in a second. But again, what the hell do you do against 12 range? Now, the good news for everyone on the Mongol side of the map, on everyone who's Team Hoang, Team Mongol, is that the longbow is not exactly the strongest of units. 11 attack. Oh, he's getting guard towers. Tell me you're gonna get yeomans as well, because that is going to give them a +2 attack, or yeoman rather. These are, by the way, maybe that should have been my intro. These are two of the upgrades that I confuse the most, whether or not they have an S or not. Yeoman does not have an S. Drill does not have an S. And they're closing on the onagers. They're trying to absolutely destroy them. One love tap should be all it takes, maybe two. But all of a sudden there's 3 Mangudai left and nothing else. But it doesn't matter. Look how much damage these 3, I was gonna say 4, but then a bunch of them died. He's got to find a way to deal with these Briton onagers, does our Mongol. Love tap, and down it goes. So the Treb survives with 16 HP. Elite longbow with 11 range tells me he does not have yeoman. Another castle for our Mongol, who is now down only 12 villagers and fishing ships. And by the way, how many fishing ships of blue? This is gorgeous, by the way. 32 fit into that lake to the 12 of Hoang. So Hoang had a massive advantage. I mean, now they're moving fast. Look at this. Like bumper cars. I love it. I love this upgrade. Down goes the villager. In, come. Oh, good attack rounds there. But bye-bye Trebs. Bye-bye Trebs. Let's see it. There's 5 of them. 6 of them, rather. 5 now. 2 more die. 3 left. 2 more die. 1 left. And it goes down, and that is just the absolute brutality of Mongol siege. Like I said, I don't know if it ranks at the #1 top of your siege. I did have a poll many moons ago about which siege you prefer. Man, oh man. I thought the Koreans would do a lot. Which onager which onager you prefer? And man, oh man, did the Koreans. I thought they would do a lot better since they have 10 freaking range. But no, I think it was the Celts and the Mongol were pretty much first and second. Teutons did okay with the ironclad, giving them extra melee. But man, I really thought the Koreans would perform a lot better than they did. And that was just specifically to siege onagers, not to these bumper cars. One moves in to discover what kind of onager force do you have left. Oh, he sees nothing. Nothing's attacking me, but uh-oh. All of a sudden, 4 do attack him. So I love this move from Hoang. A simple love tap, and down goes that tower. And he discovers that there were 4, now 5. Let's see. I mean, he keeps clumping them. Why does he keep clumping them? He's got to micro these a little bit better, does our Mongol. But in comes... Okay, he's microing the Mangudai, who absolutely eviscerate the onager count. And without those onagers, it looks like the Briton has a lot of army, but the Briton really doesn't. These longbows are going to do 1 damage a pop to 195 pierce armor, and in comes some Mongol scouts. This castle is going to fall. Believe you me, 100% accuracy against non-moving targets together with blast damage means that these Mangudai are donezo. There's got 5 left. He's training 19 more. He's got to close on these Trebs ASAP. Oh, I love it. It's like an egg that cracks open. And this is what I'm talking about. It looked like the Briton was in such a good situation. He had a castle. He had onagers. The onagers were very exposed out front. But in comes some Briton light cav. Their melee attack should do pretty damn well against these rams, but 6 more rams come forward. I'm not too sure that 1 onager is enough, and there's yeoman finally at the 41-minute mark of the game. We'll give these longbows extra range, maxing out, and now they're fighting light cav. I mean, I think Hoang probably expected a lot more infrastructure out of our Briton here. But he is happy as a clam right now because his Mangudai are sniping these light cav while the rams close in on even more siege units. This is an absolute siege killing army out of our Mongol. Our Briton, though, he's adding 10 more light cavs. He's getting their final armor upgrade, which is great. Down goes the second last onager. But look at the stark difference in resources. Our Mongol has 400 gold. Our Briton a second ago had 4,000 gold, which he now uses a third of to train 31 longbows. So this Mongol army is expensive, and Hoang has spent a lot of gold on the rams that died before this to those onagers. Yeah, like I said, he wasn't really microing them fantastically. Mangudai move in, they snipe the onager, they back the hell away. One light cav dies. I'm sure Hoang is very happy about that. What he's not, shouldn't be happy about is the fact Wolf activates, is that now the secondary 3 units of gold, the patches of gold, are going to be mined here. And again, look at the difference in resources. Our Mongols now switching to melee cavalry. 30 light cavalry units. I'm not sure they're going to really get the job done here against... I was right as I was about to say the number, it jumped up to 65 elite longbows. Man, do they stack. Man, do they create a death ball. And he's got 3 castles. The production queue must be absolutely insanely full for all 3 of these castles. But in comes even more Mongol siege. Let's see it. It closes on the castle. Castle does kind of look like it's on a plateau, not exactly a high ground. But look at how quickly that HP of the castle does fall. And now the Mangudai are here as well. The Mangudai need to focus these onagers. They should not be focusing down light cav. A bunch of them break off and do exactly that. Will he get the castle, or will the siege rams fall? What will happen first? Looks like the castle will die. And the longbows are just absolutely eviscerating this Mongol army. The count of Mangudai has collapsed to a meager 11. And the Briton chases it back. 2 onagers cocky enough do move forward. They get another Mangudai from behind. They get one more, maybe? They do. I don't know if he got one more or not. He died as he fired his rocky balls. And so I can't really click on that unit anymore. Hoang has 0 villagers mining gold. His opponent has 8. He's got 1,000 gold left. Hoang just needs to overwhelm this. If only he had 10 or 15 or even 20 light cavalry units right now, he could do that. But this is just a throw of siege rams. There's no more siege here. There's no more castles here. And oh, I don't know, why did it derp out like that? I mean, Hoang is just losing way too many siege rams. I wonder what his most produced unit in this game will be. Will it be rams or Mangudai? As the Briton chases, Hoang's army is down to 24. He does not even have blast furnace. Target is now selling 2,500 wood just so he can afford chainmail armor. Why the hell is he getting chainmail armor? Somebody in the chat let me know in the comments. Okay, he's going pikeman. Okay. So anticipating a tech switch. He's getting the upgrades before he even changes. But look at the army supply. 3 Mangudai are left. And when you're elite unit, when you're strongest... Yeah, I was about to say, you're not going to survive very long. He sees, by the way, everything that our Briton has. And there's nothing. What the hell can you do? 41 longbows. What the hell can Hoang do to even close on this army? Why did he not add in a few siege onagers? Or at least at the very least, a few basic onagers. The longbows would be busy sniping them down, giving the rams more opportunity to close in. But I feel like Hoang just spent a little bit, or rather lost a few too many rams in this game. Let me know what you think. But first of all, I love that the players just butted heads in this one corridor. Speaking of shafts, look at this corridor. It is basically just a giant north-south shaft where the players are going up and down, up and down. I'm going to stop. I promise. But our Briton still has 1,500 gold. You know why? Because Hoang, what is this? 2,400 and another 2,400. 4,800 gold difference, which in reality is a 9,600 resource swing. Hoang minus 4,800. Our Briton plus 4,800, which is a 9,600 swing in resources, is absolutely bonkers, especially for an army as expensive as the Mongol one. Now, the Britons army is not expensive at all. That longbow is not super duper expensive. 40 gold, a little bit of wood is not the end of the day. Now, upgrading him is not exactly the cheapest. You guys know my thoughts on Yeoman. I think it's just way too inexpensive an upgrade. But at the end of the day, Hoang just spends his resources butting into this Briton army, and now all of a sudden he's got a body block of 24 light cavs, fully upgraded, by the way, whereas he doesn't even have blast furnace. And what is he going to do with this? It's a nice looking army, don't get me wrong. It's pretty. Looks like a few longbow arrows are about to bite this horse's ass here and kill this last Mangudai. 2 more, if those don't, will definitely do the job. But what the hell does Hoang have here to engage into 41 longbows? Perhaps a few onagers should have been thrown into the mix, but then he'd have less gold for his rams. I really don't know what the answer was, except I think he needed to micro those rams a little better militarily, economically. He needed to regain control of this territory. The second he destroyed that castle that was here, he needed to go here. Because remember, Hoang still thinks that there's resources here. This is his vision, because again, you start the map on Black Forest with the explored option. Not all visible, but explored. So he still thinks that there's gold here. He still thinks that there's still all 2,400 gold here. He could not be further from the truth, and he still has that one original scout from the very beginning of the game, which should have at least tried to do some scouting. Your name is a scout. What's happening here? We've got a wolf activated. Right dies as the game ends. Dies right as the game ends, I meant to say. But that was an absolute fun game, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Briton range, and I wanted to see Hoang's ability to close on that Briton range, because the second he closed that Briton army, man, oh man, does it fold fast. Does it fold fast, but not when it's got twice the number of units, and not when half of those is in freaking elite longbows, fully upgraded with 12 tiles of range. Let's take a look at the stats. 125 elite longbows. Okay, so it's not rams, it's Mangudai. 84 PKPM, beginning of the game, PKPM towards the end of the game. And look at the economy must be, oh, look at that. No, not really. Really? Why is it such a small difference? I thought for sure it would be a much bigger difference. Let's take a look. Our more wood for our Mongol. I mean, more wood. What is that, like 100 more wood? A little bit more food. Stone and extra castles worth, but the real difference here is the gold. This is about 5,500 extra gold for our Briton, which there you go, right? 4,800 extra gold here. 2,400 here, 2,400 here. There you go. That's the difference. That teethed gold. Imagine minus 4,800 plus 4,800. We would have had an absolute banger of a situation where you'd have probably a siege onager army, at least maybe trying to bust its way through some parts of here. I, again, don't understand why Target really placed a house versus an outpost in both of these weak points. I thought maybe an outpost would be maybe given better vision, but I guess he's confident in his ability to respond to any kind of incursion if this house gets attacked. But ultimately, our Mongol killed, I mean, the villager kills 6 apiece is funny. 189 to 198. So a dyslexic's worst nightmare here. Hoang, at the end of the day, killed just as many units as our Briton, but failed to actually just close and failed to destroy the castles, even though he got, what was it, 2? 3 of them, I think? No, I think 2. He got 2 of the castles and just failed to stop this Briton longbow snowball, because it is a unit that does snowball. When you get 41 going up to 45 of them, I mean, there's really nothing here that the Mongol can throw at this without any kind of crazy range. Remember, both of these civs don't have bombard cannons, and so your range is really, really limited, which means you need onagers, siege onagers, to get a lucky shot. You just target this one guy, and all of a sudden 7 longbows die, and even if you lose that one onager, it is very much worth it. But ultimately, our Mongol butted heads, pushed down the shaft, but couldn't reach the tip of the Briton base, destroys one castle, but couldn't go any further. And our Briton, with this fantastic move here to the left, which, by the way, started when he busted out of this neutral zone that they both created, got the relic that was here, and then walled off one wall here, one wall here, and Hoang just did not contest it. Maybe he thought he had time to grow his economy. Maybe he didn't think that his opponent would be so cheeky to take this part of the map, but Target was cheeky. He was very cheeky, and he took 4,800 extra gold. I mean, he didn't mind 4,800 extra gold, so maybe I'll change my what I said about 5 minutes ago about the amount of gold mined. But at the end of the day, with that extra gold, he just produces this army, gets the onager out, which basically nullifies most, if not almost all, of the siege rams But man, did we see the power of the Mongol siege rams. When it can close, 6 trebuchets disappear in the blink of an eye, 3 onagers disappear in the blink of an eye, a castle falls in a matter of seconds, but ultimately it was not enough. Target takes control of the shaft, and with it the game. Target331 is victorious, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.